Alright there, ladies and gentlemen, John Suitepee here, and it's time for, well, part 13 of 1Monster. And today we are working on the chain gang, which means, yep, one of my favourite enemies in the whole of Doom, the chain gunner. And some Ultimate Doom music to go with it. 206 of them, and 3 secrets. Oh boy. Chain gunners. I hate chain gunners in Doom 2. They were basically the third enemy type that were designed to be hit scans alongside the sergeants and the former humans with the pistols. They were introduced in Doom 2. And yeah, they're one of the most annoying enemies in the game, perhaps only beaten out by Archviles and Revenants, and Pen Elementals, arguably. The main thing about chain gunners is that basically they are an annoying hit scan. It's basically almost like someone decided, we want to create a spider mastermind, but we don't want it to be big and like huge. So then we'll come up with the chain gunner. Oh boy. And thus, the annoying enemy was born. Kinda cute, there's a shotgunner in here. Whereas I'm very unlikely to be using it. One of the more annoying abilities of chain gunners is that, well, aside from the fact they are hit scans with rapid fire. And although they're not too accurate at long and medium ranges, they are nevertheless able to basically snipe a player from a distance, picking off their health over a period of time. And you can see, it doesn't take much a medium range either, to be fair. I guess I'm kind of overstating it, but chain gunners are extremely irritating because most WAD designers, level designers I should say, have a really lovely habit of sticking the chain gunners in sniper nests. Keeping in mind that in this game, chain gun is essentially the best thing you have to a sniper using staccato shot. Now luckily the chain gunners don't actually staccato shot, but they essentially keep firing and never stop. So they have an infinite amount of ammo and they just keep firing away and firing away and firing away until the target is dead or you kill them. A good strategy for dealing with chain gunners is to let them infight each other, much like all the other hit scan and targets. They're very good at killing each other, and equally as good as they are at killing you. And especially useful when they're in large packs. So, really like the technological theme of this level, by the way. Really nice. Chain gunners aren't that hard to deal with in a one-on-one situation or such like. I'm actually going to save here because chain gunner ambushes, you may find out how painful they can be today if they decide to do anything. Oh yes. Now chain gunners aren't that hard to kill. You can sort of just chain gun them yourself to death. A super shotgun will just take them out in one hit. You know, but not. They're probably about 1.5 times more durable than a sergeant in terms of health. But they may well make up with this with rapid fire. And as I said, most WAD designers exploit these, in that they can basically do a ton of damage very close. Very, very quickly if you let them. So ideally you'll want a WAD designer, for instance, will have a situation where the chain gunner will be positioned around a corner and will take large chunks of your health off before you even realise it's actually there. You'll see what I mean if you play enough WADs, but basically is why I use the term the corner chain gunner on occasion. And of course the other annoying thing that WAD makers like to do with chain gunners is put them in positions where you can't quite see them, but they're more than happy to pick you off. You know, they basically have the hit scan advantage when entering rapid fire. So yeah, I'm looking around the corner here. I'm being very cautious on this map, because chain gunners are not to be messed with. One can literally take you down from 200 to not much at all if you let them. So in a way you kind of have to play this like ultra cautiously when there's chain gunners around, especially when there's a lot of them around. So really, I don't like chain gunners because of the 3 hit scanners, they basically can be very, very nasty. You'd almost say cheap, but not really. But they are very awkward to deal with. Make no mistake about that. See, there's a situation. The chain gunner is literally hidden right here, so the player will skip by, not notice the chain gunner fires, and takes off large chunks of your health. So what happens is, basically, I sort of feel that with this monster, they basically wanted to make a sort of hit scan monster. You know, like the Spider Mastermind was a tricky enemy, but they didn't want to make it something that was too big to fit around a corner, say. So they came up with the chain gunner, which basically is kind of almost like having the Spider Mastermind. But, you know, smaller. Again, I am going to save. Trust me, when you see a horrible chain gun ambush, you will definitely know about it. Seems like they're being quite laid back here, but again, if I recall correctly, there are going to be several maps on this WOD that have chain gunners, so get used to seeing this cautious more style of play quite a bit. If I'm unlucky, you'll probably get to see an example of why I'm so cautious. And one of the more annoying aspects about these guys is their sniping capability, really, because you'll literally be on a map and someone will place a chain gunner miles away from you, but they'll still be able to hit you on occasion. Not very accurately per se, but accurately enough so that it becomes quite irritating. And the only real way to deal with that is to then snipe them back yourself. In which case, you should be really grateful these guys can't chain gun each other. Sort of can't get him down there. Looks like they're more than content to rip each other apart, though. So go that. Yeah, they're actually still infighting, which is great. Oh no, but as you can see, they do a lot of damage. And to think they're considered, well, they're actually respawning here for some reason, which is kind of odd. I guess they figured the player might try to retreat back or something on this map. Ow, you can see there, that was all that damage, and that's just one. Ouch. You can see now why chain gunners are widely feared in Doom 2. No, they weren't really used that much in Doom 2, to be fair, so it never became a problem, but they're certainly a problem in maps because people just love to stick them around corners and L swords. It's one of the things I really hate about that, where basically a WOD maker just runs out of ideas and just decides, fuck it, chain gunner time. It's kind of a way, in essence, it's kind of a way to force the player to take some kind of damage, because you can't really dodge a chain gunner that well, except not letting it see you and getting the drop on it. It's not like you can dodge bullets. I mean, you might get lucky sometimes and you'll dodge the first one or the second one, but, you know, they're not going to stop firing until you're dead or you go out of sight. Maybe I got very lucky. Wow, nice, like the window there. And now we have another... What is this, actually? Wow, that was kind of a waste. Oh, no. I hear teleporting. So... I will try and get these guys to infight a bit, but... yeah, they're sort of turning each other apart now, which is great. The worst part about some WOD creators is that they'll deliberately set up situations where you'll suddenly be ambushed by about 60 of them. Like, you'll go around a corner, the walls will pop open, and chain gunners will flank you on both sides. It's a really horrible trap that's sadly used by some Doom WOD makers as a sort of way of doing damage. Which is another reason why I hate them. One that completely catches me off guard. These radioactive pipes are actually kind of forming some kind of protection for the... it's almost like hiding them in a sense. How many would kill? No, it was only about 8 to go. Blue skull, right. I think I remember that was... here we go. Got it. Running to take him out. I mean, they sort of can miss, but, you know, they'll just keep firing. I suppose increasing the distance between you and the chain gun is also a good idea, but generally, whenever you see a chain gunner around, you just want to kill it as fast as possible, which is why I always prioritize hit scans over every other enemy. Even if it's like a Baron of Hell, I'm always trying to kill the chain gunner first, and you'll see why. Because it's not uncommon to have maps like this where they just chuck chain gunners at you. You know, I never liked them as an enemy type, but maybe because they'll be used. I mean, sergeants can essentially do the same thing, but without the sort of rapid fire factor. No secrets as of yet, but I think I've just found one. Possibly. Still, as equally annoying as a chain gunner trap can be, they're also very prone to in-firing, because it doesn't take them long. You just go actually stand in front of them. Of course, you don't want to run that risk of waiting too long for an in-fight to start. Technically, by the way, the chain gunners aren't called chain gunners, they're called former commandos. But we call them chain gunners over the years because, well, I guess it makes sense. But they are technically called former commandos. And I basically like to think of them as, you know, Spider Mastermind's the small version. Ooh, like the UAC font there, that's pretty swanky. Anyway, I think... Ah, secrets. What a handy secret that was. And what a power-up this is. Visibility power-up at this stage, definitely a good call. It's the right type of enemy for it to be useful on. It won't allow me to completely reckless, of course, but it'll give me a higher chance of them missing. God. Coming from all over the place, I need to be careful not to get telefragged. Possible. As such. So now that time I've talked about chain gunners, this level itself actually does look quite nice with all these details to the level. You know, it's sort of a tech base, but it doesn't look, but it looks kind of different, you know, interesting in a way. Tech base basically being defined as levels like this, you know. Basically, the early parts of Doom 2 and Episode 1 would be, in Ultimate Doom, would be considered the tech-based sort of style, where it's all about making the UAC base, and it's all kind of human-looking, with lots of computers and grey walls and all that shit. You know, tech-based levels usually being kind of, at times, kind of boring, in honesty. Oh god, this is where it's getting wrong. Peeking around the corners and picking them off. This doesn't feel like a Doom game anymore all of a sudden, does it? It feels more like I'm playing like Call of Duty or something. But you have to be this careful with chain gunners, especially when the entire map's dedicated to them. You can of course just bust out your super shotgun, which I'll maybe show a few rounds of. It turns through them quite nicely as well, but I prefer to use a chain gunner just for the fact that it allows they're gonna be dropping nothing but chain gun ammo. So I kind of prefer to use that. You never know what the next one might be. Like, ow, 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 ow. And it's especially horrible when you go around the corner, you just bump into that. Not pleasant at all. I think that might be it though. Nope, there's another one, another one. Usually best just to hold down the fire button when you run into them. Don't just staccato shot them. Just hold down the fire button and unleash. No, this is where I'd expect some kind of an No, okay. Guess not. Ah, there you go. That's your classic chain gunner trap for you, as displayed by the level. Basically, it's an instant trap. Chain gunners pop up, and then you get slammed like that. That's your chain gunner trap, and many, many Doom wads use that technique. I hate it. It is effective, but I don't like it. It's just something I don't like because it just shows... Ooh, hello. Ooh, a secret. I really don't like it. I mean, I know it's an effective technique, but I don't like it when it's used a lot anyway. I might not be too bothered if it's used sparingly, but some Doom wad authors just go crazy for that stuff. Right, so anyway, we found the secret outside. Can I make it free for free? I'll have a quick peek around the level, see if I can't find anything of interest, but I'm going to spend too much time on the secrets. So actually, despite the fact this was a chain gunner, this is actually level up pretty comfortably. Probably because I played very defensively, which is sort of my trademark, well, sort of my style. Trademark, really. You don't want to trademark on styles, you idiot. Sort of my style to play very cautiously. Nothing in here. Sorry, let's just get out the level. I think 2 for 3 is not a bad trade-off somehow, especially considering we found rocket ammo next time. Alright, let's close the level. So, that was Working on the Chain Gun by the Dutch Devil. Considering it had chain gunners, it was actually quite a nice level, really. Not really overly nasty with the chain gunners, and kind of paced them out in a way that the player was able to react. And the level itself did look nice, a sort of interesting looking tech base that looked nice, that's all I could say to that. Not bad, not bad. Hopefully the other chain gunner levels we'll encounter a bit later on will be similar to this one. So all the kills, most of the items, 2 out of 3 secrets, 15.5 minutes. Next time! The Crucified Factory by Demon. Oh god, no. Oh god. From the frying pan to the fire, I think. Oh jeez. This is going to be fun. So, looks like next time we'll be fighting Archviles in the Crucified Factory. This should be entertaining, I think. So, what did you all think of Working on the Chain Gang? Did you like the use of the chain gunners on the level? Or do you think they could have been a bit better placed, / nastier, / less nastier? And what do you think's going to happen next time on the Crucified Factory? Are these Archviles going to be a pain, or am I going to breeze past them? As always, please feel free to comment below, and I shall catch you all next time for part 14 of 1Monster.ward. Farewell, Doomers.